Hey, so right now we're still seeing some spots sitting in the 90s across town at 7 o'clock, and then we're still at 94 degrees in Harrison so far, 90 in Hamilton, 88 in Cincinnati, 92 in Delhi. Temperatures are sitting around 90 in Oxford, closer to about 92 in Florence this evening, and we're going to stay in the 90s for a little while longer here tonight, at least through about 10 o'clock or so. No rain in sight, high pressure. That's going to stick with us, keeping our sky quiet and clear for the next, well, at least day, potentially 2 days. We have the chance to see it pop up on Thursday, but right now it's looking like we're going to stay mostly dry throughout a lot of this work week, at least. It's an impact day, of course, with temperatures still feeling like the 90s through at least 10 o'clock tonight. Even by 11, it still feels like about 87 outside. So we stay incredibly hot here for the next several days. Any plans to get outside, try to get that done before noon, moving forward, essentially, because that's going to be when we see our temperatures hitting their hottest point, noon to 8 o'clock at night. After that, once we get into the holiday weekend, we do have some rain and some thunderstorms to talk about. So coming up here in a few minutes, I'm going to go over the timeline for when I think you're most likely to see some rainfall this upcoming weekend in your neighborhood or at your firework parties or barbecues or anything like that. Plus, I'll have more on that heat coming up. Guys, few days, Lincoln, Hamilton, and the Batavia too, sitting at 102 for the heat index. So it actually feels more like 102 degrees there, as well as Hamilton so far tonight. I mean, it is just so hot out there. Extreme heat warning in effect through Thursday at 8 o'clock. This includes Cincinnati. So this is a new update compared to what we were looking at yesterday. Yesterday we had the heat advisory in place, but I do think likely what ended up happening was the National Weather Service was confident enough in those widespread 105 degree feels like temperatures that they went ahead and upgraded us to the heat warning. So as we head throughout the next several days, keep in mind, be very cognizant of those symptoms of heat illness, heat stroke, things like that, dehydration. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the entire day. And then the other thing too with this is we really don't get a ton of relief overnight. So your AC is still working in overtime throughout the overnight. And then as we get into the peak heat of the next day, we're just doing it all over again. I mean, it really is just sticking with us and feels stagnant at times. And that's going to be the case for several more days. Getting into the holiday weekend, we start to see just a little bit of a break in that intense heat. We're topping out in the upper 80s, but what it looks like too is we end up seeing some thunderstorm chances here, especially once we get to the 4th of July. So the rest of this evening, real feel temperatures are going to stay in the, well, 90s for a little while longer. Here's 10 o'clock tonight. Still feels like about 87 in Oxford, 89 in Warsaw. Florence, you're still feeling like about 89 degrees tonight at 10. And then by tomorrow morning, 70s for our overnight temperature will fall down to about 75. That's the little relief we're talking about. We typically would like to see temperatures at least in the 60s, so not getting too much break overnight. Then tomorrow afternoon, again, that peak heat, really and truly, noon to 8, if you can avoid being outside for a long period of time in that 8-hour window, that's the most ideal. But once we get to about 3, 4, 5 o'clock, that's when we're at our hottest of the day. That's when temperatures feel like about 102 in Cincinnati tomorrow, about 104 in Harrison, 101 in Mason, and feels like temperatures just all across the board, feeling like the triple digits out there. By Thursday, there's a slight chance that we end up seeing some rainfall popping up across the area, but at this point, that's looking very, very isolated. Here's tomorrow night at 11 o'clock, and very similar picture there. I mean, upper 80s still by 11 o'clock tomorrow evening. So Futurecast showing you a quiet, clear sky tonight, quiet and clear tomorrow too. We have high pressure and control that's going to help keep things quiet and dry for us for the time being. But into the holiday weekend, we start to see our rain chances going up a little bit more. So a few showers are going to be a possibility. Thunderstorms too pop up. That can't be ruled out Thursday. Fridays, we get into Friday evening especially. That's when it looks like we start to see some rain returning. Then Saturday and Sunday, rain at this point looking pretty likely both of those days. Whether or not that's going to have an impact on your plans for Saturday still remains to be seen, but at this point, it does look like we will have some scattered rain and thunderstorms around kind of off and on throughout the day. Tomorrow's also a big day around town. We've got Noah Khan in town. We've got the World